This particular video, I want to discuss purchase orders. Now, I know that a lot of businesses don't use purchase orders, or particularly a lot of small businesses. A lot of mums and dads businesses don't use purchase orders. It's not something that's relevant to a lot of small businesses. However, the EasyAs software has now expanded into many industries and many organizations that are far bigger than what the software was first intended for. So we know from the emails that's been received and the feedback we've received that we have some medium level businesses now using the software, and they use purchase orders exclusively. That's not saying that your small business doesn't use purchase orders. I know of one in particular, I can't mention their name. They're a small business and they work exclusively using purchase orders. It's the nature of your business. Obviously, Mr. Smithville's maintenance services, he's not going to use a purchase order. He doesn't need that. The idea of accounting, guys, is to keep it simple. If you don't need to use purchase orders, don't use them. Don't create extra work for you. However, if your business needs purchase orders because you want to keep track of what materials are going from where, what is being delivered, if you don't issue a purchase order for delivery of a product, then how is the supplier going to receive payment? You can say, hang on, I didn't give you a purchase order for that. If you delivered that to a site and that's gone missing, that is too bad. I never gave you a purchase order to deliver it. So what are you doing delivering it? Now, obviously, there's businesses that need that sort of facility. If you need purchase orders, EasyAs has that available for you. And the information on a purchase order is very similar to the other screens. I'm not going to go through everything again. All this information up here is identical. Now, all I want to do is go into the guts of a purchase order. We have various different types of purchase orders available in EasyAs. And I just want to edit this purchase order here to show you a couple of quick examples so you can have a look. When you create a purchase order, the information is almost identical to the information you've already been used to with quotes and invoices. Now, obviously, when you issue a purchase order, let's say, for example, that this particular gentleman was issuing a purchase order to Bill's Hardware. Although there's no information here, is there? He's ordering 3 lots of crap from the hardware, and please deliver to site, wherever that might be. Okay, so he's given the hardware store a purchase order to deliver 3 lots of crap. Now, let's say for this example here, I'm issuing this purchase order and I'm giving it to Bill's Hardware. You have 2 purchase orders, a choice of 2 purchase orders here. If I click this here, it says with prices. This purchase order will be issued and you can print it out and hand it over, and it's going to include a price. That might not be relevant in some cases. So you can issue or print an invoice, so you can issue and print a purchase order that doesn't have the prices included on it. Now, why do we have the difference here? What is the difference for? Well, we know that sometimes if you've got a special price list and you've been dealing with a particular organization for a while and they might have issued you with a special price list, and you want to make sure that you're getting those products at the special rate. So you might actually include, I want 3 of these and this is the price I'm paying for it because you've given me a special price list. So normally they're telling you how much you're going to pay for their product. But if they've given you a special price list, you want to make sure that they're giving it to you at that price. So you've included on here, this is the price I'm paying. Now you give me the product at this price. There's an example why you might want to include the prices. Another example might be, it just might be a standard rate. So you're just putting it on there to save you some time later. And you're collecting this information from your product list. So if I'm collecting information from the product list, you already have prices in there. Okay. Now, of course, though, there is the opposite side of the coin. If you issue a purchase order, you might not want them to know what you've allocated for that product. You might have allocated or told the client that I'm going to charge that for you to purchase that product, it costs $100. But obviously, you might get a discount. So in actual fact, it might only be costing you $75, but you're charging the customer $100 for that product. So you're making $25 before you even begin. Now, you don't want the Bill's Hardware to see what you're charging. You don't want them to see the amounts that you're getting from your product list. So you might want to issue them a purchase order that doesn't have any quantity, it doesn't have any amounts on there. Because in realistic terms, they only need to see the quantity that you're issuing them an order to deliver. So in this example, I might say that I've told the customer that it costs $3 each. However, when I pick it up from Bill's Hardware, they're only charging me $1 each for these 3 lots of crap. So I'm going to give Bill's Hardware a purchase order that doesn't contain the amounts in there. So just be aware that there's some examples of why that might be useful. Now, there is another thing I want to point out. You have on purchase orders, a lot of organizations include what is called a reference number or a product number. And when you issue them a purchase order, they want you to include their product number on there, because that's how they tell what it is exactly you're ordering. Because your information you put here might not be identical to their information, and they want to make sure that they know what they're ordering. So if there's a mistake, they can say, hang on, you told us to order this product and deliver it to site. It's your problem, you gave us the wrong product. But if you don't have the product number there, there's opportunity for mistakes to occur. So if you're an organization that's dealing with another firm that uses product numbers, you can turn that on, but you need to turn that on from the product list. If I jump out of here and I go to our product list here, up the top here you can set up and turn on product code column. What that means is if I click on, it now turns on a product code list. So now you can put a number next to these items. So if they have a product number, you can put that next to it, and if I just jump back here, so when you select, see now we've got a product code coming up. So now if I just select that here, when you print the when you print the purchase order, same again, you can print with or without prices, but now it's going to contain the product code. So now there can't be any confusion. If I was to give Bill's Hardware this purchase order for a quantity of these umbrellas, this is the price I'm charging the customer, so I might not want him to see that. I'm saying I want 3 of these. Regardless of what I've written here, my information may be slightly different to what they've got on record, but they know this is the product code. This is exactly what I'm supposed to deliver to the site. This number, which is almost identical what I've written there to what they've got. So there can't be any confusion. Right, so that facility is available. You can issue product codes. And as I mentioned before, that is all done from the product list. Okay, the rest of the screen has been spoken about before. I'm going to create another video now that talks exclusively about the product list. So you may also be interested in watching that, because that's going to help be useful for the purchase orders.